Hi and welcome back to C1Risk training. Today we're going to be looking at the audit module and showing you how to do internal audit on the C1Risk platform. Before we get into the training today, just as a reminder, C1Risk is a cloud-based, integrated, automated governance, risk and compliance platform for all your information security needs. We work with all size organizations from small businesses up to Fortune 500s. And really what differentiates us is you get all of these core modules out of the box ready to go, including our GRC library with more than 100 global standards and regulations ready for you to use, maintained by us, and a platform where you can track all of your assets, bring in all of your risks, manage all of your controls, and then of course, when they do arise, unfortunately, any issues or incidents that you need to track and mitigate can be managed in the platform. Note we do third-party risk as well as internal risk as well, so really this is a full lifecycle GRC platform for all your needs. Today we're going to be focusing on audit management, as I say, so let's get started with the training. Before we jump into the platform, we thought it'd be helpful to show you our architecture diagram to show you how the audit module is structured. So as you can see here, this is where you can build out your audit plans. We start here, adding your audit start date and end date, so your audit period, and any stakeholders that will be participating in the audit. From here, then we can go on and build our audit programs and those procedures that we're going to be testing. And then either add the test results that we have, those work papers, or go on and require evidence. If we required to upload evidence, we can add evidence and send out document requests that can be fulfilled directly to the audit programs. From there, any findings can be tracked in our issue management platform. And of course, this maps into the audit module. And findings, risk mitigation can all be tracked here. And then finally, once you're ready to produce that report, it can be exported to a PDF, or you can build this out on dashboards inside the system, which of course update in real time as you add data here and as findings are mitigated and resolved. So that's the basic walkthrough for the module itself. What we're going to do now is we're going to start with audit programs today, show you how to build out your audit program, and then and your test results. And then in a separate training, we'll look at test results and then adding findings to those. So today we're just going to do a kind of an overview of the whole module. All right, so let's dive into the platform from here. Okay, so here we are in your GRC platform. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the audit module, where here you can see your audit programs, test procedures, and test results. And what we're going to do then is we're going to start by adding an audit program. So similarly to all of our functionality in the C1Risk platform, you have your activity and utility buttons over here. Here, of course, you can filter. You can change up your list view anytime you want. And then here, this is where we would add a new audit program. So when we add a program, we can label the objective here. We can add the procedure here, and then we can just do a lookup to our enterprise module here where we've added all of our assets. And if I just go into our list view here, this is where we build out the assets in the enterprise module. And so once you've got those assets in, you can look them up and then attach them to your audit program simply by selecting the ones that you want and then just clicking apply. So we've got one, we're doing the cooking show method here today. So we've got one that's already prepared for you. So if I go into my audit program here, you can see I'll just go into the edit mode. You can see I've got my audit objective. I've added my audit procedure here, just written it in. And then I did my lookup for my assets, and I've added my two assets in this case that are germane to this audit program. So very, very simple stuff. Once I've done that, I'm going to click save, and now I can start adding my test results. So I'm going to go into the test results tab, and similarly, we would then just go to our utility button. We can add a new test result. Note that the audit program automatically attaches, and then we can go to our test procedure description here again. And so we can add our test procedure here. So we describe what we're actually testing, and then we have the opportunity to then add the results. So here, note that we have different types of results based on the type of audit that you're doing, whether this is an ISO-based audit or whatever that may be. And these lists and results can actually be configured company by company. So just visit support@c1risk.com if you need to change anything on here or configure your own audit results. So we're just going to put in, actually, we're going to do a failed here. We can add any notes again that we want to here. We can add any attachments just by dragging and dropping into the attachment. And then from here, we're going to note who is the primary auditor. We can add additional auditors if we need to. And again, then we're just going to, if we need approval, we can then add an approval workflow too. And again, add any notes that we need to for the requester. From a review process, we can just have one person approve. We can have a group of people approve, but in no specific order. Or we can have an ordered approval process where more than one person can approve, but one person has to approve, then a second, then a third, then a fourth. So we can select it any way we want. I'm just going to do one person. Again, we'll just add that approver there. And now we can, as we've got an approval process, we submit for approval. And that is it created. And then again, if we need to then add findings based upon this failed test result, what we can do here is we'll go to our findings tab. And then here we have the opportunity to just add that finding. Similarly, we will name the finding. And again, we can put a description in there. We've already automatically got the source, and the test result is automatically attached because we're doing this from the audit program record. We can attach this to an asset. So we can actually attach this to different assets if we need to, or to the same ones. And then the next thing we can do is if we want to, we can add a recommendation, set the priority for this finding, a due date. And then we want to assign it out. So we may want to signify who is the risk manager for this. But the primary contact is the person who's actually going to provide the mitigation plan. So when you assign the finding, you want somebody to actually come back with a response. That is the primary contact. So in this case, I'm going to just assign it to myself. Note that you can have multiple people assigned to it. So sometimes if you want to assign this to a manager, they may also have somebody that's actually going to respond, but they want that oversight. That's what this additional contact is for. And again, now I have the choice. I can either save this and publish it later, which will send out the notification, or I can just go ahead and publish this, and that will kick out an email that's going to look a little bit like this, that will go to the primary contact to asking them to provide a mitigation plan. And that email looks like this. And so again, your primary contact now will get this notification. They'll be able to just click on this link and go into the platform themselves. So they just log in. And note that, of course, it's intelligent. So what will happen is this will take them immediately to the finding where they can now add a mitigation plan and say how they're going to fix this, and put an expected completion date in, any attachments again, and now submit that for approval. And that will then send back a notification to the officer that the finding has been, a mitigation plan has been submitted for that finding, and resolution is being prepared. Okay, so that is the full process for the audit program and adding test procedures. And in a separate training, we'll show you how to print out the reports once you've completed your full audit, internal audit process. Okay, so that concludes our training for today. Thank you very much for choosing C1Risk, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thanks a lot.